Guys, have you prepared for American history exam tomorrow?
About American colonialism. Oh, you mean USA?
Yeah.
Uh, do you think USA had ever been colonialist before?
I think no, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, wanna know the story?
Historians believe that the Norse have been the first Europeans to arrive. It took almost 500 years
500 years
for other Europeans to reach the North America, and another 100 for them to build permanent settlement.
Other Europeans who arrived later, mostly Spanish and Portuguese, but also Dutch, French, and British, they all came for the land and riches of the New World. And it weren't just the explorers who came to the New World, but also the people who wanted to live there. And these people were all immigrants from Europe.
People came for different reasons. Some left their homes to escape war, and some wanted religious or political freedom. Some of them had to work as servants to pay back for their trips before gaining their freedom. And some, like blacks, arrived as slaves.
So what did they do to make their living? Singing or starring in films were impossible, right? Even though right now it is the center of films. I mean, Hollywood, who doesn't know it?
Yes, at the time, they made their living by farming.
That's right, but actually the 13 colonies were divided into 3 distinct groups. And each of them had their own way to make their living.
Oh, really? Can you explain more?
Well, I think there
Were northern colonies, also called New England colonies, middle colonies, and southern colonies. Northern colonies included Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. In the northeast, trees covered the hills and stone filled the soil.
I'm sure it was hard for farming, right?
Yes, in the northern colonies with such condition of land, they couldn't do farming. But they were lucky enough because water power was available, so the economic was based on fishing, shipbuilding, and trade.
Continue to middle colonies. It include New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. The weather was milder, and the countryside was more varied. People work in agriculture and industry. The society was more diverse and sophisticated. People living in New York came from all over Europe.
And last, the southern colonies, including Virginia, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. The growing season was long and the soil was fertile. Most people worked as farmers. Some owned a small farm, which they worked on themselves. And the wealthy farmers, they had large plantations and used black slaves as the workers.
The relationships between Native Americans or Indians and the settlers were good and bad. In some areas, both groups traded and were friendly, but in most cases, the settlers forced the Native Americans to move as the settlements grew bigger.
As time went on, all the colonies developed governments based on British tradition of citizen participation, and then colonial employees claimed the right to act as local parliament. They passed the laws that limited the power of the royal governor and increased their own authority.
This agreement between the royal governors and the assemblies continued. The colonists realized that their interests were often different from British interests. At first, the colonists wanted a self-government within British Commonwealth. Only later they won independence.
The United States has been a democracy for over than 200 years, and the issues that were important since the early years remain so today. First, the big government versus the small governments, the individual rights versus the group rights, the free market versus the controlled trade, and last but not least, the connection with the world versus focusing on internal affairs.
So the conclusion is the superpower country, the United States, had actually been colonies before. But now, the US tries to be a fair and just society, and much of the time, it succeeds. Through compromise and change, the country has grown, prospered, and made progress towards its ideals.
And so, that's all about American colonialism.
We talk about American colonialism because we are interested in knowing about the past of USA, what they have been through, so that they become superpower country as we can see today.
I do hope you enjoy and can take something to learn.
If you have any questions, feel free to drop it into the comment box below.
Hello. So guys, thank you for watching and
Bye-bye!